This is a Meidas Media breaking news update. Donald Trump is invoking the Fifth. Yes, Donald Trump is invoking the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination in connection with Tish James, the New York Attorney General's civil investigation into the Trump Organization's manipulation of tax records and manipulation of how they valued their companies. This is big news, as you'll recall, for really over the past year or so, Donald Trump has been trying desperately not to have his deposition taken in connection with the Tish James investigation. Donald Trump's children actually were recently deposed. Ivanka was deposed. Don Jr. was deposed. They actually gave testimony according to reports. Eric Trump, on the other hand, who was deposed a little bit longer ago than the rest of them, he invoked his Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination. But the big highlight here is that Donald Trump has invoked the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Importantly, because this is a civil case, this can be used against him. In fact, the court can read Donald Trump pleading the Fifth as an admission of his legal liability. Let me repeat. Donald Trump pleading the Fifth can be used against him in this civil case. Now, we've seen Donald Trump try desperately to have his deposition not taken in this case. He's filed all sorts of motions. He's appealed to the highest level of the New York courts. Finally, the New York court said, Don, you have to be deposed. And then Donald Trump invoked his first wife Ivana's death as the reason why he couldn't have his deposition taken. But if he was going to invoke the Fifth, you see what BS that was anyway. And it was just a horrible and morbid excuse to make, given that he was going to plead the Fifth. But Donald Trump has said things about the Fifth Amendment right to self-incrimination before. He said only criminals invoke the Fifth. The mafia invokes the Fifth. It's despicable people who invoke the Fifth. In fact, MeidasTouch has created its own video showing many of the times Donald Trump has made comments saying that people who invoke the Fifth are criminals. So, by your own logic, Donald Trump, you are in fact guilty and you are in fact a criminal. So let's play the MeidasTouch video of the people in Donald Trump's orbit, including Donald Trump, who have taken the Fifth Amendment.
The mob takes the Fifth. If you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment?
Fast-moving developments in the House probe into January 6th. Alex Jones told his podcast audience he pleaded the Fifth almost 100 times.
Have you seen what's going on in front of Congress? Fifth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Fifth Amendment.
Mr. Clark intends to invoke the Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination.
Another lawyer involved in this scheme to flip the election results, lawyer John Eastman, he too is going to take the Fifth.
Taking the Fifth. I think it's disgraceful.
The Trump Organization's accounting firm now says nearly a decade worth of financial statements can no longer be relied upon, and they cannot represent Donald Trump anymore.
His son, Eric Trump, invoked his right against self-incrimination in response to more than 500 questions.
Fifth Amendment.
President Trump and two of his children must answer questions under oath. That from a judge in New York today.
It's possible he will take the Fifth, take the Fifth, take the Fifth. He won't say anything.
This is like Watergate, only it's worse. The mob takes the Fifth. If you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment?
Well, there you have it. Donald Trump taking the Fifth Amendment. And as you can see in his own words, Donald Trump, by his own logic, is guilty. But I think we all know that anyway right now. We'll keep you updated with more breaking news right here on the Meidas Media Network. Make sure you subscribe right now for more breaking news updates.